Kaieteur Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
छूकर मेरे मन को किया तूने क्या इशारा, बदला ये मौसम लगे प्यारा जग सारा। छूकर मेरे मन को किया तूने क्या इशारा, बदला ये मौसम लगे प्यारा जग सारा। छूकर मेरे मन को किया तूने क्या इशारा। जीवन भर तेरे लिए मैं गाऊं, तेरे लिए मैं गाऊं, गीत तेरे बोलों पे लिखता चला जाऊं, लिखता चला जाऊं। मेरे गीतों में तुझे ढूंढे जग सारा। छूकर मेरे मन को किया तूने क्या इशारा, बदला ये मौसम लगे प्यारा जग सारा। छूकर मेरे मन को किया तूने क्या इशारा।
मेरे सामने वाली खिड़की में एक चांद का टुकड़ा रहता है। मेरे सामने वाली खिड़की में एक चांद का टुकड़ा रहता है। अफसोस ये है कि वो हमसे कुछ उखड़ा उखड़ा रहता है। मेरे सामने वाली खिड़की में एक चांद का टुकड़ा रहता है। जिस रोज से देखा है उसको हम शम्मा जलाना भूल गए। दिल थाम के ऐसे बैठे हैं, कहीं आना जाना भूल गए। अब 8 पहर इन आँखों में वो चंचल मुखड़ा रहता है। मेरे सामने वाली खिड़की में एक चांद का टुकड़ा रहता है। ये रेशमी जुल्फें, ये शरबती आँखें, इन्हें देख कर जी रहे हैं सभी। इन्हें देख कर जी रहे हैं सभी। ये रेशमी जुल्फें, ये शरबती आँखें, इन्हें देख कर जी रहे हैं सभी। इन्हें देख कर जी रहे हैं सभी। झिलमिल सितारों का आंगन होगा, रिमझिम बरसता सावन होगा। झिलमिल सितारों का आंगन होगा, रिमझिम बरसता सावन होगा। ऐसा सुंदर सपना अपना जीवन होगा।
झिलमिल सितारों का आंगन होगा, रिमझिम बरसता सावन होगा। ऐसा सुंदर सपना अपना जीवन होगा। झिलमिल सितारों का आंगन होगा, रिमझिम बरसता सावन
दिल कहे रुक जा रे रुक जा यहीं पे कहीं, जो बात इस जगह है कहीं पर नहीं, जो बात इस जगह है कहीं पर नहीं। ओ दिल कहे रुक जा रे रुक जा यहीं पे कहीं, जो बात इस जगह है कहीं पर नहीं।
An absolutely beautiful morning. Tuesdays are like a breath of a different type of fresh air. Tuesdays is that day where we play for you the music of yesteryear, all the beautiful hits, the voices, the faces of the people you loved or continue to love, people who are no longer here with us, and we're celebrating their memories, their creativity, their brilliant acting, their singing. Oh yes, the older years, the eras of music and movies. You know, it has such richness to it. I feel like the culture, of course, you know, different settings back then, they've really formed the foundation for what we have today. And you know, we just can't be thankful enough to everything that has happened back then, and which is why we have a special place in our hearts for this type of music. The voices of the Kishore Kumar, Lata Ji, Asha Bhosle, we've got, you know, Mohammed Rafi, all these amazing people. And Tuesdays, oh yeah, that's why I said it's a different breath of fresh air on Tuesdays, because we really dig these up and play them for you. Not necessarily all the popular ones, but the ones that are, you know, that weren't so popular or aren't so popular. We try to play those as well, because you know, sometimes there are people who like the music that, you know, they may like one or two songs that is not so popular, and so we try to cater for everyone. We try to play the songs that are not so popular, so that we can just pay homage to everything from yesteryear. I'm Zoraida, with me is Buddy Pal Josh, Selector Alex, and we bring to you your Tuesday edition of Subaki Pyar. How is your morning going today? We do hope that you're feeling really great. You had a lovely Monday. The week is going great so far. I was a little bit under the weather yesterday. My apologies for not being here with you, but I'm feeling much better today, and we're here to rock with you on this lovely Tuesday. So hey, shout out right now, let us know where you're watching us from, where you're tuned to us from. What's your Tuesday morning looking like? I gotta tell you, this morning I was extremely shocked with what's happening at the Demerara Harbour Bridge, as well as from the bridge coming into Georgetown. It was mad traffic. I hadn't seen that traffic since the last time I left the country in March. I came back and it was a total difference in traffic. And then this morning, I'm like, what is happening at the Demerara Harbour Bridge? There is such a building up of traffic there. So for those of you who are likely to be late this morning for work or for whatever else, keep that in mind, that there is a there's a traffic built up at the Demerara Harbour Bridge. Good morning to Sati Ramjus, Joani Mahabir. I love that you guys are always joining us here on Your Morning's Love. Let's continue with the music.
ठंडी हवाएं
रंग से दिल की कलम से तुझको लिखी रोज पाती कैसे बताऊं किस किस तरह से पल पल मुझे तू सताती तेरे ही सपने लेकर के सोया तेरी ही यादों में जा.
Good morning to Mike Prince, Bibi Mohammed. Guys, keep on joining us. Tagging your favorite people, wishing them a lovely Tuesday morning. Especially if they love the oldies type of music, they're going to love this morning. So tag your favorite people and also share this on your respective pages, timelines, and wherever else.
लेना होगा जन्म हमें कई कई बार हाँ इतना मधुर इतना मधुर तेरा मेरा प्यार लेना होगा जन्म हमें कई कई बार काजल है काजल में ओ मेरा दिल है आँखों में काजल है दिल है चलो दिल में बिठा के तुम्हें तुमसे ही प्यार किया जाए ओ चलो दिल में बिठा के तुम्हें तुमसे ही प्यार किया जाए बालों में खुशबू है खुशबू में तू ही तू है बालों में खुशबू में तू है चलो फूलों के तले कहीं बाहों को हार किया जाए चलो फूलों के तले कहीं बाहों को हार किया जाए.
How many of you know the song that's about to play here right now? Can you tell me the name of the movie that the song comes from? Let me see quickly who knows. Good morning to Amanda Prasad. Good morning to you and the entire family.
तेरा साथ है कितना प्यारा तेरा साथ है कितना प्यारा कम लगता है जीवन सारा तेरे मिलन की लगन में हमें आना पड़ेगा दुनिया में दोबारा हमें आना पड़ेगा दुनिया में दोबारा मैंने तन मन तुझ पर वारा प्यास बुझे न करके नजारा तेरे मिलन की लगन में हमें आना पड़ेगा दुनिया में दोबारा हमें आना पड़ेगा दुनिया में दोबारा तेरा साथ है कितना प्यारा.
I see no one knows which movie this song came from. But I'm going to share, we're going to play about 2 more songs and I'm going to come in and share with you our little positive thought for today. This one is actually very interesting, so stay tuned.
आज भी है और कल भी रहेगा
सदियों से तुझसे मिलने जिया बेकरार था जिया बेकरार था आज भी है और कल भी रहेगा.
100 साल पहले मुझे तुमसे प्यार था मुझे तुमसे प्यार था आज भी है और कल भी रहेगा. तुम रूठा ना करो मेरी जान निकल जाती है तुम हंसती रहती हो तो एक बिजली सी चमक जाती है. तुम रूठा ना करो मेरी जान निकल जाती है तुम हंसती रहती हो तो एक बिजली सी चमक जाती है. मुझे जीते जी ओ दिल भर तेरा इंतजार था आज आज भी है और कल भी रहेगा।
कोई आएगा, कोई आएगा, लाएगा दिल का चैन, लकीरी में तो नाचूंगी, गाऊंगी दिन रैन। कोई आएगा, ओ लाएगा दिल का चैन, सखीरी में तो नाचूंगी, गाऊंगी दिन रैन। कोई आएगा, ओ जिंदगी इम्तिहान लेती है, जिंदगी इम्तिहान लेती है, लोगों की जान, लोगों की जान, लोगों की जान लेती है।
दिल लगी इम्तिहान लेती है, दिल लगी इम्तिहान लेती है। दिल जलो की जान, दिल जलो की जान, दिल जलो की जान लेती है। दोस्ती इम्तिहान लेती है, दोस्ती इम्तिहान लेती है।
हम जिस रास्ते पे चले उस रास्ते पे प्रीत खड़ी, प्रीत ने हमको पहना दी अरमानों की हथकड़ी। तू जहाँ चले मैं वहाँ चले, तू जहाँ रुके मैं वहाँ रुकूं।
हम जिस रास्ते पे चले उस रास्ते पे थी प्रीत खड़ी, प्रीत ने हमको पहना दी अरमानों की हथकड़ी। तू जहाँ चले मैं वहाँ चलूं, तू जहाँ रुके मैं वहाँ रुकूं। सबसे बड़ा
Good morning to Narayan Hari Prasad, Alina Roman, Shaniza Ali. Hey, how are you guys doing today? Thanks for joining us. It is indeed a beautiful and blessed Tuesday. The day has started just right. A little bit of an offset there with the traffic this morning at the Demerara Harbour Bridge, but aside from that, it's a lovely sunny day. It was raining cats and dogs last night. Up to this morning hours, I had a hard time getting out of bed. I was like, why does this happen when you have to get up? Why does it rain so much more? And it's the sweet type of rain. It's the rain that pours, feels so cold, cozy. That's a real decision every day. Should I get up? Or should I call out? It's a constant struggle and dilemma in the mornings when it's raining. At least for me, I love when it rains. Last night when I went to bed, it was raining cats and dogs, and I was like, oh, this is so beautiful. I'm gonna get such a great night's rest, and I did. So guys, do you love the rain? Do you love sleeping when it rains? Because I sure do. Nadia Ghani, good morning to you. Of course, Alina, thank you for encouraging persons to like and share everyone watching here on Subaki Pyar. It's time for me to share with you my little positive message for today. So this one is actually pretty interesting, and it comes from one of my favorite Asian philosopher from back in the days. We're talking about Confucius. How many of you know about Confucius? All right. So actually, before I get to that, Anand has something very interesting he's sharing with us this morning. He says, if you get up, you get paid. If you stay home, you think about the bills. But I can tell you something, Anand, that's a good way to think about it, but that's really an old-fashioned thinking, and I'll tell you why. Because there's something called passive income, which is what I am working on a very large part of my life on. So with passive income, you don't necessarily have to get up and get out there. And if you miss one day, you're missing an income. Passive income is building businesses that work for you when you don't necessarily need to work. for example, let me make it very clear. An example of passive income would be if you have an apartment rental building. You have townhouses, you've got several houses that that's up for rent. So with that type of business, you don't necessarily need to get up and go out there, but you can stay home and sleep, and you're collecting a monthly rental from your business. So that thinking where you gotta get up and get out there in order to get paid, yep, it is still valid today, but it's really an old kind of thing. Today we're working and we're talking a lot more about passive income. So learn more about it, where you can have 10 different jobs. You don't necessarily need to go to all of them, but you're being paid at the end of the month, and that's called passive income. So guys, for those of you who are interested, who want to learn about that kind of thing, who want to have a regular 8 to 4, but you also have a small business at home where you have 1 or 2 employees and they're taking orders, they're working for you, that's another example of a passive income, right? So yeah, that's what we're working on these days. And so if we want to stay home and sleep in one day, we sure can. All right, so it's time for me to share with you our little thought for today, and this one comes from Confucius, and he says, to see and listen to the wickedness is already the beginning of wickedness. Let's go that again. To see and listen to the wicked is already the beginning of wickedness. And I'm going to use a very, very clear example. You know those persons who say they never gossip, right? But any story talking anyway, them day. They don't gossip. They don't carry a bone. They don't bring a bone, but any gossip, they always know. They know the whole story. They know everything, but they don't gossip, right? And that in itself right there, Confucius is saying that's already wickedness. The mere fact that you see and you listen to the wickedness, you're already part of the wickedness, right? So for those persons out there who, are always in some story, always know everybody's story, always a put to right, always saying that they don't gossip, but they never miss the tea, right? This one is for you. Guys, the one way to dispel any form of gossiping or any form of wickedness is to just not even be a part of it. All right? Just don't even be a part of it. From the moment someone opens their mouth to tell you something that's not in favor of someone, or, they're tainting a situation or a particular person, you just say, you know what? I'm not having any of it. All right? So you stay out of it. You stay out of it. And as a matter of fact, if you notice, there are a few persons around who always seem to know everybody's business, and they always got something to say about somebody. You need to stay away from those types of people as well. And if you are that person, if you are always that person who always know and always see, you need to change that, all right? Because you wouldn't like if it's actually done to you. So yes, that's our little thought and positive message for this morning. We're going to continue with the music while you give that some thought. This is Subaki Pyar on Kaieteur Radio.
तेरा मुझसे है पहले का नाता कोई यूं ही नहीं दिल भाता कोई तेरा मुझसे है पहले का नाता कोई यूं ही नहीं दिल भाता कोई जाने तू या जाने ना माने तू या माने ना.
So I actually want to switch the music up a little bit for you right now. I absolutely love ghazals, and we love it when ghazals music. It brings a different type of feeling, a different mood, a different setting. So this morning we're gonna play some ghazals for you. I do hope that you enjoy. We love it when ghazals music. It brings a different type of feeling, a different mood, a different setting. So this morning we're gonna play some ghazals for you.
ये दौलत भी ले लो, ये शोहरत भी ले लो, भले छीन लो मुझसे मेरी जवानी, मगर मुझको लौटा दो बचपन का सावन, वो कागज की कश्ती वो बारिश का पानी।
ये दौलत भी ले लो, ये शोहरत भी ले लो, भले छीन लो मुझसे मेरी जवानी, मगर मुझको लौटा तो बचपन का सावन, वो कागज की कश्ती, वो बारिश का पानी,
वो कागज की कश्ती, वो बारिश का पानी। मोहल्ले की सबसे निशानी पुरानी, वो बुढ़िया जिसे बच्चे कहते थे नानी, वो नानी की बातों में परियों का डेरा, वो चेहरे की झुर्रियों में सदियों का फेरा, भुलाए नहीं भूल सकता है कोई, वो छोटी सी रातें, वो लंबी कहानी, वो कागज की कश्ती, वो बारिश का पानी, वो कागज की कश्ती, वो बारिश का पानी।
अपने घर से निकलना, वो चिड़िया वो बुलबुल वो तितली पकड़ना, वो गुड़िया की शादी पे लड़ना झगड़ना, वो झूलों से गिरना, वो गिर के संभलना, वो पीतल के छल्लों के प्यारे से तोहफे, वो टूटी हुई चूड़ियों की निशानी, वो कागज की कश्ती, वो बारिश का पानी, वो कागज की कश्ती, वो बारिश का पानी।
कभी रेत के ऊंचे टीलों पे जाना, घरों दे बनाना, बना के मिटाना, वो मासूम चाहत की तस्वीर अपनी, वो ख्वाबों खिलौनों की जागीर अपनी, न दुनिया का गम था न रिश्तों के बंधन, बड़ी खूबसूरत थी वो जिंदगानी। ये दौलत भी ले लो, ये शोहरत भी ले लो, भले छीन लो मुझसे मेरी जवानी, मगर मुझको लौटा दो बचपन का सावन, वो कागज की कश्ती, वो बारिश का पानी, 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 वो कागज की कश्ती, वो बारिश गीत अमर कर दो। होठों से छू लो तुम, मेरा गीत अमर कर दो। बन जाओ मीत मेरे, मेरी प्रीत अमर कर दो। होठों से छू लो तुम, मेरा गीत अमर कर दो। ना उम्र की सीमा हो, ना जन्म का हो बंधन। ना उम्र की सीमा हो, ना जन्म का हो बंधन। जब प्यार करे कोई तो देखे केवल मन। नई रीत चला कर तुम, ये रीत अमर कर दो। नई रीत चला कर तुम, ये रीत अमर कर दो। आकाश का सूनापन मेरे तन्हा मन में। आकाश का सूनापन मेरे तन्हा मन में। पायल छनकाती तुम, आ जाओ जीवन में। सांसें देकर अपनी, संगीत अमर कर दो। संगीत अमर कर दो, मेरा गीत अमर कर दो। जग ने छीना मुझसे, मुझे जो भी लगा प्यारा। जग ने छीना मुझसे, मुझे जो भी लगा प्यारा। सब जीता किए मुझसे, मैं हरदम ही हारा। तुम हार के दिल अपना, मेरी जीत अमर कर दो। तुम हार के दिल अपना, मेरी जीत अमर कर दो। होठों से छू लो तुम, मेरा गीत अमर कर दो। झुकी झुकी सी नजर बेकरार है कि नहीं। झुकी झुकी सी नजर बेकरार है कि नहीं, दबा दबा सा सही दिल में प्यार है कि नहीं, झुकी झुकी सी नजर। अपने दिल की जवान धड़कनों को गिन के बता, तू अपने दिल की जवान धड़कनों को गिन के बता, मेरी तरह तेरा दिल बेकरार है कि नहीं, दबा दबा सा सही दिल में प्यार है कि नहीं, झुकी झुकी सी नजर। वो पल के जिसमें मोहब्बत जवान होती है, वो पल के जिसमें मोहब्बत जवान होती है, उसे एक पल का तुझे इंतजार है कि नहीं, दबा दबा सा सही दिल में प्यार है कि नहीं, झुकी झुकी सी नजर। तेरी उम्मीद पे ठुकरा रहा हूँ दुनिया को, तेरी उम्मीद पे ठुकरा रहा हूँ दुनिया को, तुझे भी अपने पे ये एतबार है कि नहीं, दबा दबा सा सही दिल में प्यार है कि नहीं, झुकी झुकी सी नजर। चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहां तुम चले गए। चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहां तुम चले गए। चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहां तुम चले गए, जहां तुम चले गए। इस दिल पे लगा के ठेस, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहां तुम चले गए। एक आह भरी होगी हमने न सुनी होगी, जाते जाते तुमने आवाज तो दी होगी। हर वक्त यही है गम, उस वक्त कहाँ थे हम, कहाँ तुम चले गए। चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहां तुम चले गए, जहां तुम चले गए। इस दिल पे लगा के ठेस, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहां तुम चले गए। हर चीज पे अश्कों से लिखा है तुम्हारा नाम, ये रास्ते घर गलियां तुम्हें कर ना सके सलाम। हाय दिल में रह गई बात, जल्दी से छुड़ा कर हाथ, कहाँ तुम चले गए। चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहां तुम चले गए, जहां तुम चले गए। इस दिल पे लगा के ठेस, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहां तुम चले गए। अब यादों के कांटे इस दिल में चुभते हैं, ना दर्द ठहरता है, ना आंसू रुकते हैं। तुम्हें ढूंढ रहा है प्यार, हम कैसे करें इकरार कि हाँ तुम चले गए। चिट्ठी न कोई संदेश, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहां तुम चले गए, जहां तुम चले गए। इस दिल पे लगा के ठेस, जाने वो कौन सा देश जहाँ तुम चले तुम इतना जो मुस्कुरा रहे हो तुम इतना जो मुस्कुरा रहे हो क्या गम है जिसको छुपा रहे हो क्या गम है जिसको छुपा रहे हो तुम इतना जो मुस्कुरा रहे हो आँखों में नमी हंसी लबों पर आँखों में नमी हंसी लबों पर क्या हाल है क्या दिखा रहे हो क्या हाल है क्या दिखा रहे हो क्या गम है जिसको छुपा रहे हो तुम इतना जो मुस्कुरा रहे हो बन जाएंगे जहर पीते पीते बन जाएंगे जहर पीते पीते ये अश्क जो पीते जा रहे हो ये अश्क जो पीते जा रहे हो जिन जख्मों को वक्त भर चला है जिन जख्मों को वक्त भर चला है तुम क्यों उन्हें छेड़े जा रहे हो तुम क्यों उन्हें छेड़े जा रहे क्या गम है जिसको छुपा रहे हो तुम इतना जो मुस्कुरा रहे हो रेखाओं का खेल है मुकद्दर रेखाओं का खेल है मुकद्दर रेखाओं से मात खा रही हो रेखाओं से मात खा रही हो क्या गम है जिसको छुपा रहे हो तुम इतना जो मुस्कुरा रहे हो क्या गम है जिसको छुपा रहे हो तुमको देखा तो ये ख्याल आया जिंदगी धूप तुम घना साया तुमको देखा तो ये ख्याल तुमको देखा तो ये ख्याल आया जिंदगी धूप तुम घना साया तुमको देखा तो ये
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
With your news in capsule, I'm Kevin Smith. In a recent Reuters article titled Guyana Races Against the Clock to Bank Its Oil Bonanza, Vice President Bara Jagdeo is quoted as saying that the government of Guyana wants to accelerate oil exploration to develop the economy speedily, even if it means Guyana gains less. Notwithstanding calls from sanctions of society to not license any new projects for development just yet, Jagdeo is reported in the media on different occasions, pushing the oil companies to go faster. The vice president said, and I quote, "We want to accelerate exploration so we can develop the economy as fast as possible." And in other news, if established, what can a national oil company do for Guyana in the most useful manner over time? This is perhaps one of the key questions the oil-producing state must consider, says one of the world's leading authorities on NOCs, Dr. Valerie Marcel. The expert on national oil companies, petroleum sector governance, was keen to know that the drivers for establishing an NOC are different today from 10 years or even 5 years ago. Dr. Marcel said the threshold to justify that investment of public funds is also higher. And that's the news at the moment. Thank you for listening.
Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burbies 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
दिल ने एक तमन्ना की आज फिर दिल ने एक तमन्ना की आज फिर दिल को हमने समझा समझाया आज फिर दिल को हमने समझाया जिंदगी धूप तुम घना साया तुमको देखा तो ये ख्याल आया तुम चले जाओगे तो सोचेंगे तुम चले जाओगे तो सोचेंगे हमने क्या खोया हमने क्या पाया हमने क्या खोया हमने क्या पाया जिंदगी धूप तुम घना साया तुमको देखा तो ये ख्याल आया हम जिसे गुनगुना नहीं सकते हम जिसे गुनगुना नहीं सकते वक्त ने ऐसा गीत क्यों गाया वक्त ने ऐसा गीत क्यों गाया जिंदगी धूप तुम घना साया तुमको देखा तो ये ख्याल आया तुमको देखा तो ये ख्याल आया ठुकराओ ठुकराओ अब के प्यार करो मैं नशे में हूँ ठुकराओ 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 अब के प्यार करो मैं नशे में हूँ जो चाहो मेरे यार करो मैं नशे में हूँ ठुकराओ 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 अब के प्यार करो मैं नशे में हूँ अब भी दिला रहा हूँ यकीने वफा मगर, अब भी दिला रहा हूँ यकीने वफा मगर, अब भी दिला रहा हूँ, अब भी दिला रहा हूँ यकीने वफा मगर, मेरा ना एतबार करो मैं नशे में हूँ, मेरा ना एतबार करो मैं नशे में हूँ, मैं नशे में हूँ, मैं नशे में हूँ। गिरने दो तुम मुझे, मेरा सागर संभाल लो, गिरने दो, गिरने दो, गिरने दो, गिरने दो, गिरने दो तुम मुझे, गिरने दो तुम मुझे, मेरा सागर संभाल लो, इतना तो मेरे यार करो मैं नशे में हूँ, इतना तो मेरे यार करो मैं नशे में हूँ, मैं नशे में हूँ, मैं नशे में हूँ, मैं नशे में हूँ, मैं नशे में हूँ। मुझको कदम कदम पे भटकने दो आइज़ो, मुझको कदम कदम पे भटकने दो आइज़ो, मुझको कदम कदम पे, मुझको कदम कदम पे भटकने दो आइज़ो, तुम अपना कारोबार करो मैं नशे में हूँ, तुम अपना कारोबार करो मैं नशे में हूँ। फिर बेखुदी में हद से गुजरने लगा हूँ मैं, फिर बेखुदी में बेखुदी बेखुदी से गुजरने लगा हूँ मैं, इतना न मुझसे प्यार करो, मैं नशे में हूँ, इतना न मुझसे प्यार करो, मैं नशे में हूँ, 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 इतना न मुझसे प्यार करो, मैं नशे में हूँ, मैं नशे में हूँ, मैं नशे में हूँ, मैं नशे में हूँ। एक प्यार का नगमा है, मौजों की रवानी है, जिंदगी और कुछ भी नहीं, तेरी मेरी कहानी है। एक प्यार का नगमा है, मौजों की रवानी है, जिंदगी और कुछ भी नहीं, तेरी मेरी कहानी है। कुछ पाकर खोना है, कुछ खोकर पाना है, जीवन का मतलब तो आना और जाना है। कुछ पाकर खोना है, कुछ खोकर पाना है, जीवन का मतलब तो आना और जाना है। दो पल के जीवन से एक उम्र चुरानी है, जिंदगी और कुछ भी नहीं, तेरी मेरी कहानी है। एक प्यार का नगमा है, मौजों की रवानी है, जिंदगी और कुछ भी नहीं, तेरी मेरी कहानी है। तू धार है नदिया की, मैं तेरा किनारा हूँ, तू मेरा सहारा है, मैं तेरा सहारा हूँ। आँखों में समंदर है, आशाओं का पानी है, जिंदगी और कुछ भी नहीं तेरी मेरी कहानी है एक प्यार का नगमा है मौजों की रवानी है जिंदगी और कुछ भी नहीं तेरी मेरी कहानी है जिंदगी और कुछ भी नहीं तेरी मेरी कहानी है होश वालों को खबर क्या बेखुदी क्या चीज है होश वालों को खबर क्या बेखुदी क्या चीज है इश्क कीजिए फिर समझिए इश्क कीजिए फिर समझिए जिंदगी क्या चीज है होश वालों को खबर क्या बेखुदी क्या चीज है उनसे नजरें क्या मिली रोशन फिजाएं हो गई हा 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 ला 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 उनसे नजरें क्या मिली रोशन फिजाएं हो गई आज जाना प्यार की जादूगरी क्या चीज
It's a beautiful ghazal for you. What did I say?
Ghazal.
Ghazal, sorry.
Yeah, and so we decided to play the last hour here. Lots of ghazals for you this morning. So we're changing up the bit on this Tuesday. We don't want to play the usual songs that you're accustomed to listening. We wanted to to make it a ghazal Tuesday today. So we hope that you are enjoying this.
It's already 22 minutes after 10 o'clock, Buddy Paul.
It is.
So let's tell them now to shop now, tag them later. Check out our friends over there at Venus Footwear. They're located at 110 Regent Street, Lazytown, Georgetown. At Venus Footwear, cater for every occasion, whether it's a work, school, or even a casual outing. So check them out today. And remember, at Venus Footwear, you look in your absolute best and walking out in style is the company's #1 priority.
That's right, guys. And we do hope that you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. The Tuesday. What's happening on the outside? When I came this morning, it was sunny.
It was just now when I was at the back, it was a downpour.
Oh.
And I believe now it's clear. So the rain play games. The rain came down in all its glory, and I felt excited while at the back.
You actually like the rain now?
Yes.
Oh my God, I love the rain.
But feeling the temperature, I believe.
I think it's still raining.
It's still raining.
It still feels a bit cold.
Yeah.
I was saying this morning, like around 12 o'clock last night and so on, it was raining cats and dogs, and that's the best time to sleep. Like,
yeah,
it's so
it was
comfortable.
pouring by my end as well. I normally leave my window open to get a little fresher. I had to get up to close it. Yeah, because the rain came down in all its glory.
Yes.
And nothing gets me upset when I have to come out those sheets, come out those blankets.
To get up and close the window.
To get up to close the window.
There are several times I left it open and all my cables get wet. Like when you get up, you just can't sleep back.
Yeah, the next one night I did that. I played lazy when I got up. I didn't know my bed.
Wet.
It was wet. So people, do not be lazy. Get up and close your windows when you know you gotta
It's
do
a
it.
different feel. You just can't sleep back.
You know, you gotta, first of all, you gotta throw out the blanket. You gotta cover. I like to cover and sleep.
Me
You gotta
too.
When you come out there, you gotta stretch.
Yeah.
Right? And then you gotta crawl off the bed on that cold floor.
And that is not all.
Uh-huh.
When the raindrops hit you, you wake up right away. You wake up right away.
All right? And then the mistake I made that night, the night when I got up to close the window, last night when I got up to close the window, I decided to look at my phone.
And that was it.
And that was it.
That was it.
4 o'clock, I'm tossing and turning. And then 4:30, I finally...
Yeah. I probably slept
And then
around
at
3.
And then at 7 o'clock, beep, beep, beep,
Yes, yes.
And I'm
I
like,
probably slept around 3 o'clock properly. I decided to drink coffee last night before going to bed.
Uh-huh.
And before time, it was never an issue for me. I could drink coffee and go to bed.
Uh-huh.
And I would sleep like there was no tomorrow. Right? Now I found that when I drink coffee, I have a hard time. I'm twisting and turning all night. So I guess I just can't drink it anymore. Yeah.
so don't drink coffee
In the night.
in the nights.
Yeah. I don't drink coffee often though. This is like,
Well, I'm sorry.
must
If
be after
I
a
don't
month
get
I'm
my
having coffee.
people, you can comment there. If I don't get my coffee in the morning, my day is miserable.
you see, that's because you've become dependent on it.
Yes,
You've
I've
become
become-
like, addicted to it.
I have to get coffee. Yes.
I gotta get a bottle of water. If I don't get a bottle of water, something is wrong.
I gotta get coffee and I gotta get breakfast. If I can go through the day with coffee and breakfast and I'm good to the rest of the day. But if I don't get that, I'm miserable.
I actually can skip breakfast and lunch, but I've got to get a nice dinner.
But have you heard that breakfast is the most important meal of the day?
I know.
But a lot of us miss that because one, either we get up late,
Yeah, we're rushing.
and we're rushing, or we don't like what's in the house. We say when we reach out, we can buy something, and then we never buy it. Because by the time we reach to work, this part become this problem, that become another
Yeah.
problem. It's lunchtime.
Yeah, true.
All right. So we encourage you guys to avoid skipping breakfast. It is one of the most important meal of the day. A lot of people miss lunch. I know that for sure.
Yeah, a lot of people work through lunch. Some
work through
people would have lunch around 2, 3 o'clock and stuff in the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that is not very healthy either.
No, if you are accustomed to a certain eating habit and an eating time and you miss it, miss the win.
No,
takes
but
you
it's
over.
true. Many of us have very demanding jobs.
Yeah.
Some of us, our schedules and meetings and all these things, we can't get to eat and so on. I think that meetings so should be scheduled around a certain time so that people get to have their lunches.
But
and
only
all
that.
these
So
things.
if we are now living in a world of virtual stuff. Sometimes
Yeah.
the time at lunchtime is a convenient time for the person we want to meet.
Right.
So we got to inconvenience ourselves to it happens a lot.
Yeah.
When it's midday here somewhere, 6 o'clock in the night somewhere, you got to call somebody. That's the best time.
Which
they
is
have.
the excuse people use to day drink. They're saying, I know it's 5 to 6 in some part of the world.
Drink responsibly. All right. So it is a fantastic Tuesday.
Yes.
I really like Tuesdays.
Me too.
All right. I like Tuesdays.
Especially this Tuesday today.
Yeah.
I dreaded having to get up this morning, but I'm happy.
I
that
use
I'm
my
here.
mantra.
You used your mantra this morning?
I
Which
use
one
my
of
mantra.
them?
All of them.
Oh,
Especially the last
must have been a
one.
very hard day for you to use all of your
I
mantras.
told you, buddy Paul, it was a hard day getting up. I got up. First of all, I was greeted with some not so good feelings.
You gonna read horoscope?
Yeah, I'm gonna read horoscope today.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so you are a
Virgo.
It said, oh. Are you ready?
Yes.
Your romantic, sensitive nature comes alive today, Virgo, and you may find yourself searching for the security of a close lover. You are apt to be pickier than usual.
Okay.
Right.
Interesting.
That's why I clear my throat. So you go out there and find your lover girl. You are apt to be pickier
Than usual.
than usual.
Wow.
All right. So Libra says today, where is the Libra? Tensions in your romantic life is apt to be well up today. Libra, more than likely there are certain responsibilities that you feel you have to attend to that take away from your romantic time.
You're working too much. I tell you this. You're working too much.
What are you?
Cancer.
You're Cancer? Gemini. In general, your spirit is upbeat, freedom, loving, and adventurous, Gemini. Today, however, you might find that it's a bit more intense and possibly somber.
But not today.
But not today.
So if you guys are either of these three horoscopes, we've read them for you today.
Saraida's gonna find her lover today.
I'm gonna
she's
be very
gonna
picky. I'm
to
gonna
be
be very
pickier
picky.
than usual.
Yes.
And me, I don't have time for romantic stuff.
I'm glad you know. I'm glad you know. You know what's happened to people who don't make time for the love?
Good morning to Mr. Lal and the entire management of Kaieteur. This is the good time for you to send me off on a vacation.
Yes.
All expensive paid trip.
But you're heading very soon.
I am, so they should pay for my trip.
But don't you?
Zip it.
I like your shirt today, by the way.
Thank you. You know,
I've never seen it before.
I wore the shirt once, and I went through my stuff. You know, when I really got to take some time to go through clothes. You know.
Same here. We're wearing the same
really-
thing over and over.
Same thing over
Because
and
here
over.
why? This is why. This is it. You wear the same things over and over because easy. If you wear it this week, you don't know you wash
You
it, you
wash
wear it
it?
back next week. It's right there.
Right there, you just pick it up.
You don't know it's fitting you well. You don't know it matches exactly with this black pants, with this blue pants.
Uh-huh,
So
and the
it's
shoe?
less headache.
Yeah.
You already know
Uh-huh.
what to wear, what's going to match, what you already know how it fits. If you're going to go take out new clothes and look for
You
new
gotta
clothes,
try it on.
you got to adjust it. You don't know how it going to look. You got to get something for match it. You got to get... So it's like, it's the same thing with me, right? I just wear the same clothes every week because like, I'm comfortable with that.
I'll put it this way: the work is getting done, whichever clothes you wear.
It doesn't matter. It no matter.
But I like your vest today. You know,
Thank you very much.
it's your good. Maybe you should take out your chain and pendant shows. You know, rich girl. But people, read your horoscope today. Saraida's gonna look for somebody. If you see Saraida in the road today, you might be that lucky guy
If you see me, do like you don't see me.
because she's up to
I'm
be
picky.
picky than usual. She's already picky, but picky than usual.
Idiot.
But me, I have no time for romantic
I'm
time.
glad you know.
All right.
I'm glad you know
So,
when you're going to get it blow. Let it
Point,
blow,
point.
blow, blow.
10:31, everybody. We continue with this type of music for you here on a Tuesday morning. Our guy selector Alex is MIA, but we got DJ Saraida.
Woohoo.
Let's go, everybody.
इस तरह पहरों तुझे सोचता रहता हूँ मैं इस तरह पहरों तुझे सोचता रहता हूँ मैं मेरी हर सांस तेरे नाम लिखी हो जैसे मेरी हर सांस तेरे नाम लिखी हो जैसे कोई फरियाद तेरे दिल में तभी हो जैसे तूने आँखों से कोई बात कही हो जैसे जागते जागते कटी हो जैसे जान बाकी है मगर सांस रुकी हो जैसे घर से निकले थे हौसला करके घर से निकले थे हौसला करके लौटवाए खुदा खुदा करके घर से निकले थे हौसला करके दर्द दिल पाओगी वफा करके दर्द दिल पाओगी वफा करके दर्द दिल पाओगे वफा करके हमने देखा है तजुर्बा करके जिंदगी तो कभी नहीं आई जिंदगी तो कभी नहीं आई जिंदगी तो कभी नहीं आई मौत आई जरा जरा करके लोग सुनते रहे दिमाग की बात लोग सुनते रहे दिमाग की बात लोग सुनते रहे दिमाग की बात हम चले दिल को रहनुमा करके किसने पाया सुकून दुनिया में किसने पाया सुकून दुनिया में किसने पाया सुकून दुनिया में जिंदगानी का सामना करके घर से निकले थे हौसला करके लौटवाए खुदा खुदा करके घर से निकले थे हौसला करके गुमसुम 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 ये जहां है जहां है जहां है जहां है हमदम 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 तू कहाँ है कहाँ है गुमसुम गुमसुम ये जहां है हमदम तू कहाँ है गमज़दा हो गई जिंदगी अभी गुमसुम ये जहां है हमदम तू कहाँ है गमज़दा हो गई जिंदगी अभी जा रात बैठी है बाहें पसारे सिसकियां ले रहे हैं सितारे रात बैठी है बाहें पसारे सिसकियां ले रहे हैं सितारे कोई टूटा हुआ दिल पुकारे हमदम तू कहाँ है गमज़दा हो गई जिंदगी अभी जा गुमसुम ये जहां है हमदम तू कहाँ है गमज़दा हो गई जिंदगी अभी जा आज आने का वादा भुला कर नाउमीदी की आंधी चला कर आज आने का वादा भुला कर नाउमीदी की आंधी चला कर आशियाना वफा का जला कर हमदम तू कहाँ है गमज़दा हो गई जिंदगी अभी जा गुमसुम ये जहां है हमदम तू कहाँ है गमज़दा हो गई जिंदगी अभी जा अभी जा
listening to us here on Subaki Pyar. The time check for you is 10 hours 45. And today we're playing for you some of the top ghazals of all times. We hope that you enjoy the timeless voices of Jagjit Singh and many other persons that we've featured on today's list of ghazals. All right, so thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you for all of the beautiful messages. We absolutely love it. And let's continue with these lovely, lovely, soothing type of music.
सब कुछ तो है क्या ढूंढती रहती है निगाहें सब कुछ तो है क्या ढूंढती रहती है निगाहें क्या बात है मैं वक्त पे घर क्यों नहीं जाता क्या बात है मैं वक्त पे घर क्यों नहीं जाता जो बीत गया है वो गुजर क्यों नहीं जाता वो एक ही चेहरा तो नहीं सारे जहां में वो एक ही चेहरा तो नहीं सारे जहां में जो दूर है वो दिल से उतर क्यों नहीं जाता जो दूर है वो दिल से उतर क्यों नहीं जाता जो बीत गया है वो गुजर क्यों नहीं जाता बेनाम सा ये दर्द ठहर क्यों नहीं जाता मैं अपनी ही उलझी हुई राहों का तमाशा जाते हैं जिधर सब मैं उधर क्यों नहीं जाता जाते हैं जिधर सब मैं उधर क्यों नहीं जाता जो बीत गया है वो गुजर क्यों नहीं जाता वो नाम जो बरसों से न चेहरा न बदन है वो नाम जो बरसों से न चेहरा न बदन है वो ख्वाब अगर है तो बिखर क्यों नहीं जाता वो ख्वाब अगर है तो बिखर क्यों नहीं जाता जो बीत गया है वो गुजर क्यों नहीं जाता बेनाम सा ये दर्द ठहर क्यों नहीं जाता जो बीत गया है वो गुजर क्यों नहीं जाता ऐसा भी एक रंग है हो ऐसा भी एक रंग है जो करता है बातें भी जो भी इसको पहन ले वो अपना सा लगता है तुमको भूल ना पाएंगे हम ऐसा लगता है कहीं कहीं से हर चेहरा तुम जैसा लगता है तुमको भूल ना पाएंगे हम ऐसा लगता है ऐसा लगता है
Hi and bye.
Guys, we've come to the end of today's edition of Subaki Prayer. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to join us tomorrow as we bring to you your Wednesday midweek pumped up edition of your favorite morning show. This is Sarayda Josh saying bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
कहीं से हर चेहरा तुम जैसा लगता है तुमको भूल ना पाएंगे हम ऐसा लगता है ऐसा लगता है
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
With your news in capsule, I'm Kevin Smith. In a recent Reuters article titled Guyana Races Against the Clock to Bank Its Oil Bonanza, Vice President Barra Jagdeo is quoted as saying that the government of Guyana wants to accelerate oil exploration to develop the economy speedily, even if it means Guyana gains less. Notwithstanding calls from sanctions of society to not license any new projects for development just yet, Jagdeo is reported in the media on different occasions, pushing the oil companies to go faster. The vice president said, and I quote, "We want to accelerate exploration so we can develop the economy as fast as possible." And in other news, if established, what can a national oil company do for Guyana in the most useful manner over time? This is perhaps one of the key questions the oil-producing state must consider, says one of the world's leading authorities on NOCs, Dr. Valerie Marcel. The expert on national oil companies, a petroleum sector governance, was keen to know that the drivers for establishing an NOC are different today from 10 years or even 5 years ago. Dr. Marcel said the threshold to justify that investment of public funds is also higher. And that's the news at the moment. Thank you for listening.
Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burbies 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Diana, join me on the Glenn Lal Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:20 p.m. and a rebroadcast at 11 a.m. The Glenn Lal Show only on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM.
It is now 11 hours through in Guyana. Coming up next, the April 6th, 2022 edition of the Glenn Lal Show.
Leaders are not working in the best interest of the country and you, the citizens of this beautiful Guyana, with our resources, with our wealth. No, they are not working in the best interest of that. They are not that stupid, guys, not to know that in a 50-50 partnership business, both parties have a say. But
definitely, yes.
They can't be that stupid to have ExxonMobil spending billions of American dollars and throw it at us, which all those billions has to come out from our assets and not checking it, man. No,
Definitely.
no. Something got to be wrong. You cannot say these leaders don't know that no foreigner can take away our assets without paying that taxes. Taxes. Come on, man. Taxes. Everybody on earth pay taxes. You allowing foreigners to come in your country, fetching out your assets, your wealth, and these people are not paying a single cent taxes, man? Is that so numb and dumb of our leaders? Huh? No, man, something is wrong there. Uncle and auntie, I can name 100 more things that is going wrong in this country where our assets and our future reside. But I just share those 3 for tonight, for you to keep in your memory. And these leaders are not doing anything to benefit the Guyanese people. When last you hear a word, Miss Harris, from them on this $1 trillion oil business?
Not this year, not last year.
It's against this background, Mr. Ray, this wall of silence, that I have concluded, and you don't have to agree with me, man, don't, that they are selling out every inch of our land, every ounce of our gold, diamond, bauxite, timber, and now every drop of your oil to the foreigners for their own selfish and greedy gains. Anybody disagree with that?
No.
Joshua? When reputable international analysts in the oil sector can constantly warn a nation and its people to get a grip of themselves with their oil contracts, and the leaders of that nation pays no heed or respond to these experts, it leaves people like myself to question what really is the motive of these leaders. Whose interest these people really working for? Auntie, just a few days ago, two analysts from the USA, one of them used to run the entire state of New York and had thousands of employees under his command, said that Guyana is in a weak position, that Exxon contract, with Exxon contract, a weak position with Exxon contract, and warn that if Guyana is to get some money from the oil out there and get the citizens of this country, or give the citizens of this country a better life, then Guyana has to correct the fatal flaws we have in that ExxonMobil contract. Both analysts give examples of what has and still continues to happen in Angola, and is actually begging our leaders and all the Guyanese citizens to take note of what's playing out in that country. And if we are to get money from our wealth out there, the people actually begging us to take note of Angola. The oil analysts say Angola found oil in 1955, Miss Harris. 1955. And they only started pumping oil in 1990. And right away Angola jumped up on the world stage, pumping oil in 1990. Of course, the kingpins of the oil industry were there, and still there. ExxonMobil, British Petroleum, Chevron, Total, Eni, and a number of other oil players. Yes, they're pumping oil. Angola began pumping 1.9 million barrels a day, and only last year, 2021, they went down to 1.4 million barrels per day. Did you guys see the amount of oil being pumped out of Angola daily from since they began 31 years ago, Harris? Huh? 2 million barrels per day. It's only last year they went down to 1.4. Hear this one, Miss Harris. Angola is ranked at number 15 in the world of top oil producers. And where is Angola today, Mr. Ray? You have an idea? After 31 years of pumping 1.9 million barrels a day, at the end of 2020, Angola has a debt of 76 billion American dollars. What does that tell you, Ms. Harris?
That's our future.
What does that tell Guyana? That will be pumping close to 1 million barrels a day come 2025. Mark my words today, Uncle. The 6th day of April 2022, under these leaders and with this contract arrangement, Guyana will be worse off than Angola 31 years from now.
Definitely. 100%. Definitely.
Any bets?
Definitely. I'm not betting against you.
And if you don't want to bet me, prove me wrong. 2267453 or 2267454. I'll take the calls. Raj, if the phone ring, I'm going to take it. I am challenging the Vice President Jagdeo and the Minister Vikram Bharat along with the opposition leaders to put one of them people, one of your what do you call them? Stooges, to call if you guys don't want to call and prove me wrong. Any calls come through there? Or you can call my cell phone 624-6456 or WhatsApp 622-2222. I'll answer it. I'll stop the program to answer that. Listen more, Bernard, of where Angola finds itself today. The analysts, the oil experts said, with the help of the IMF, the World Bank, African Development Bank, and other financial banking institutions, Angola has managed to juggle its year-to-year obligations with a combination of refinanced or forgiven debts. They're juggling the day-to-day life, actually, the people said. Simply put, uncle and auntie, refinance means when you can't pay the bank, you have to go back to them and get them to change up the payment terms to suit your pocket. Yes. That's what refinance mean. It didn't change the amount. You hear me? They change up the timing of your payments. And when you do that, it's more pressure you're putting on yourself and your family. Or, if the bank's sorry for you, then they can write off some of the loan to help you ease the pressure.
No, that's some of the interest, not the loan.
That is where Angola finds itself today. When analysts did a little background check on Angola, they found out that the country recently entered the G20 Debt Service Suspension Initiative. You hear the one?
That's a long.
Yeah, man. That is an organization, uncle, that is designed to assist countries in financial distress. Yes. That organization was set up in May 2020. Let me repeat the thing, man. James, that G20 financial institution was set up in May 2020 for help people in financial distress. So, and that's where Angola gone. I didn't know this, you know. We carried this story in Kaieteur News 2-3 days ago. That's how I'm picking it up to explain to the nation. Yes. Yeah. Guyana, with this corrupt path we on, soon will end up right in that same G20 debt suspension program. And we didn't even start pumping oil yet.
Definitely. Definitely.
Without doubt.
Mr. Ray Daggers, sir, imagine Angola pumping 2 million barrels of oil per day, getting, listen to this one, 20 to 24% royalties plus taxes, and them running to the G20 organization. Forgive them money for feed themselves. I gotta love Guyana. Eh? Eh? Man, you know what they did to them? It's the oil companies them do these people that. Listen more, man, and you will learn. Guyana, uncle, may have to run to all the international, yes, lending agencies or helping agencies, not the G20 alone. With that 2% and no taxes. These morons, these clowns settle for. Yeah. What is also shocking about that oil-rich country is that 1 in every 3 Angolan lives, yes, 1 in every 3 Angolan lives below the poverty level. And more than half of the population, which is 33 million people, live on less than $1.90. Now 400 Guyana dollar a day. Yes. Today as I speak, now as I speak, with that 20% royalty, taxes, and 1.4 million barrel de pumping per day. Them still got how much? Oh, you remember how much that? 76 billion American dollar. How much that Guyana got? 3?
3.
Man, wait 31 years from now. Wait, you're going to hear. The 2 analysts them said that that is based on an unbalanced economy and corrupt government that created those conditions in Angola. You hear them? You hear them, Mr. Ray? Yes. They talked about unbalanced economy and corrupt government. We ain't even got an economy. We have a government. We have a cake shop running with an extreme corrupt government and opposition. Everything is corrupt in this land. And corruption is from top to bottom in this country. You give some of these leaders a chance, they would even steal your underwear. That's how greedy and glutton they are. There's nothing to laugh about here, Uncle and Auntie. Please. That's who they are. I try not to use words or sentences or phrases or paragraphs to make people laugh. Don't laugh about it.
It's not funny.
Dave, nothing here is funny. They would steal your underwear if you put it on the line outside your house. That's how selfish and greedy most of them are. The people said during Angola's early stages in the oil business, Mr. James, exactly where Guyana is today, the early stage, Angola was led into a series of traps that included budget deficits, foreign indebtedness, political corruption, and oil exploration and development contracts that have benefited corporations at Angola's expense. You hear me, man?
Guyana is getting no benefit.
Budget deficit, uncle, means your government spend more than they cater to spend. Then them borrow from foreign banks and indebt your country further to send you to your grave. Yes, at the G20 organization that they just set up. As for the contracts benefiting corporations at Angola expenses or expense, the people talking about the exploration contracts signed by our leaders with the oil companies to drill looking for oil at Guyana's expense. Yes. Signing on to contracts with ship builders, and we have no say. Yes. Cutting deals for themselves. The daughter of Angolan president, the richest African woman in the African continent. Today as I speak, the new government in Angola is trying to recover the billions of US dollars she got in her bank accounts all over the world. Yeah, man. That has led, the money she stole, she and her brother stole, has led to half of the population living with 400 Guyana dollar a day. That's an ongoing fight as I speak with the government of Angola to get back the money, to get back the money. England and France hold up couple $100 million for your brother. Yes, that's the kind of money. That's the kind of deal they cut with the oil companies in Angola that give them those billions in their account that people can label them as the richest in Africa. It's the same thing already happening in this country, yes. In this same country with some of our leaders. And who the cap fit can draw the string. Yes. They might even want to run past the president data, yes, of Angola and become the richest Guyanese in this hemisphere. Trust me on that one. Knowing how greedy they are. I have been dealing with them for 28 years in this newspaper business. And I can pinpoint, I can identify each and every one of these corrupt leaders we have. I can call them by names. But I don't want lawsuit. I don't want no lawsuit. You see the Amelia Falls project they put in there and telling me it's a Chinese man on it? Oh. And if it should fall off the map, me and you, the citizen of this country, will have to pay them all the money? Yes. Just think for a moment. Just think for a moment if it's a Chinese man project that. No. It's not a Chinese man project. It is their project. So they don't want their money lose. If for God forbid it fall off the falls. Guyanese will have to pay them back. That's how they think. And I want to even know that Jagbe wanted to bring the project since he was president. Let's move on. Let me just don't deviate. Let me give you the facts of what's going on in this country. What went on in Angola. So you can see the picture. You can see the mirror. You can see how it mirrors Guyana. Exxon charging us billions on those FPSOs. And our vice president saying nothing. He's just accepting it blindly in statements put out by ExxonMobil. Yes. Those are the type of costs that are filling the cooperation pockets in the billions at the expense of Guyana.
Treason.
And those are the type of the costs the analysts are warning us about. Yes. All those billions in costs that have to come out from we oil. And our Vice President Jagdeo is saying what? He disappointed that he couldn't find people for check 'em. Yes, for check it. Billions US dollar. This man just glanced over like it's nothing. I wonder if he does handle his own personal finances like that. Collecting bills from Mr. Su, his tenant, without questioning and authorizing spendings on his properties. I don't think so. So why is he accepting these billions from ExxonMobil being thrown at us without a single word, without verification of them? Can he answer that? And it's not him alone, you know. The opposition is also silent. Total silent on all these things. They accepted Liza 1 ship without that cost. They accepted Liza 2 costs. And it continues with Jagdeo here now. And all of them gone silent. Uncle, the two analysts, the United States analysts, was very clear in saying, taking Angola's case into account, it may not be possible for Guyana to steer clear of a similar fate, especially when it continues to cling to that one-sided, no-sided contract that favors the three oil companies in Guyana, ExxonMobil, Hess, and CNOOC. Yes. Creating obstacles to growth and threatening to leave Guyana deeper in debt. Those are not Glenn's words. Those are the words and message from the oil exports, uncle. We carried that story in the Kaieteur News just a few days ago. Did we hear anything from Bharat Jagdeo or Vikram Bharat or the opposition on that? Not a single word. They do not answer their phones anymore, I am told. But they're reading the messages. But my people still messaging them. Let's see how long they will run and hide in their bedrooms, under their beds from the press and from Glenn Lal. Let's see. We carried another story in the Kaieteur News today that says Guyanese still in the dark on the leasing cost for the oil ships out there for Liza 1, 2, and 3. Them ships, we don't know the leasing cost for them. All we know is that the first one cost 1 billion, the second 1.2 billion, and the third 1.6 billion. Yes, that's all we know the cost. What I say, them Guyana will have to pay. But the leasing cost for it, we don't know anything on that until now. Bharat Jagdeo not telling us how much we are paying to lease those 3 ships storing the oil. That is only one of the hundreds of state secrets we the people don't know or hearing anything about. Yes. What the expert said just now, Bernard, corporations and companies are benefiting from at the expense of Angola and Guyana. And now Bharat Jagdeo got and approved the 4th project, Yellowtail, in which ExxonMobil ordered another storage ship. This one is bigger than the 3. This one is coming with extra compartments to hold not only oil but gas too, in case Guyana need the extra gas for the gas to shore project Jagdeo embarking on. They put a special compartment in this 4th ship for whole gas for them. I laugh when I see that, when I read that part in the document. Anyone really believe that this bigger ship that has compartments for gas really coming for whole gas? Come on, man. You gotta be a moron to believe that. Them compartments for whole more oil. What Guyana wouldn't know about. So when they tell you the ship full with 2 billion barrels, man, you better check it. You got 3 billion or 6 billion barrel. Yeah. And of course, you don't want to know the price. This ship gonna cost Guyana. That one will be over 2 billion American dollars. Almost the debt that Guyana is living with all its life. I mean DEBT and not DEATH. The money we owe all we life. And Jagdeo, the man who heading the oil sector, and have no say on the cost. You hear that? $2 billion, about $2 billion. I'm betting my last dollar because Liza 3 is 1.6. This fourth ship is, I'm going to bet my last dollar, is over $2 billion. And Jack, they have no say on it. And you have a 50-50 partner business. How you like that? Again, he accepting bills. Like when you're buying pig in bag. And nobody's saying anything in his land, man. Auntie, them named this fourth storage ship One Guyana. Well, this one we can laugh about, right? You hear the name? One Guyana. Like if me and you there in that. Like if it belongs to all of we getting something out of it. All we getting is a fat bill. And a leasing arrangement. And when the oil is done, you still in own it. You know that, right? When the oil is done, you still in own it. Jack Dale, the opposition, or me and you, won't even own the flag. The Guyana flag. What they on it? What they put on it? Down to that we ain't own. The first one, the name was Lisa Destiny. Our destiny. Yes. The second, Lisa Unity. Our unity. And the third one, Payara Prosperity. PP. Yes, it's Exxon Prosperity. Yes. They're making it look like if it's our prosperity. And the fourth one, One Guyana. The fifth one might name All Guyana. What you say, James? Man, them names make you feel that every Guyanese is part of them ships and how much money we can get from them. No, when you hear the names, that's the only thing that can come to mind.
In terms of debts.
Yes. But you don't know if debts you are going into.
This will be a part of.
By 2031, listen this part, man. By 2031, when them done with the prices on everything, the oil we have out there will not be able to pay back the debts. We will still owe for the storage ships alone. Trust me on that one. Mark my words on it. And somebody, I would like somebody to prove me wrong on this. Again, we will not have enough money by 2031 to even pay for them the cost of them storage ships. This is the part I wanted to explain a little to you people. That $4 billion US for those 3 storage ships from Lisa 1, 2, and 3. Don't think Guyana owns them. No. The money is for the people to start building it. When they bring it here, they're leasing it to us. So we ain't own them. And them say after so many years, we can buy it from them. When you hear things like that, you just want to laugh.
That's good business, eh?
That is what they do all over the world, Bernard. It's like, you want me make a boat for you? You give me $1 million. When I done and bring the boat to you, you pay me a monthly fee. And after 10 years, yes, they give you the option to buy it over from me. Yes. When the oil near done, you understand? The boat, after the 10 year or 12 year, the boat damage up. Yes. They're going to sell you it.
But they went to buy 10
Yeah. They're going to sell you it. And if you're stupid, you're going to buy it. And after the oil is done, you're going to left in the Atlantic Ocean. That will cost you more to get rid of than you pay for it. This is one of the many tricks in the oil sector, my friend. Yes, that's what they do. That's what they do to many countries. When the oil near done, they hustle to pass it off on you and tell you, you know, you can buy it now, you know. You can buy it. And they work out a deal with your government. right? And your government tell the nation, well, we can buy it now, you know. Yeah. And fool the nation. They work on a deal, put some money in their bank account somewhere, and after 2-3 years the oil done, people forget that the ship belonged to we, and we lose money.
Yeah, but they went to pay for the buy 10
Yeah,
for them.
exactly. Exactly. What the analysts are saying is that at the end of the lease, Guyana should have been owning this vessel because it would have cost us through our oil in excess of 2-3 billion American dollars for those patch-up boats. You know it's patch-up boats, right? We don't have to pay more billions than what Guyana owes all its life for 3 ships and didn't have a say. We didn't have a say, man. We don't pay for 3 ships and we had no say.
And you're 50-50 part then.
Yes. And don't know what is the leasing price on a business, Bernard, like you rightly say. We have a 50-50 profit sharing.
And we own the thing too. We own the thing.
Oh.
We own
Oh,
the thing.
somebody got to help me here, Auntie. What happened to the phones? 226-7453. Nobody calling the phone? Huh? Yeah? 226-7454? Come on, man. With all these things I'm talking, you guys should have already been getting upset to pick up that phone and ring this phone to say, Glenn Lal, what are you saying?
The government listen to it, Glenn?
Huh?
The government and the opposition listen to it? Everybody listens.
Kaieteur News reported yesterday. Listen to this one, Harris. Yesterday we reported that without ring fencing provision, yes, Guyana will lose out big time on every oil find in this country. Yes. We will find ourselves in a dark hole worse than many of the African and Asian oil producing countries. We may not even have the 400 Guyana dollar to live on when the day come if that provision is not in place. You hear that, guys? Oil exports again warning Guyana. The longer we drag our feet on putting ring fencing provision in the Stabroek Block deal, the more the nation will continue to shortchange itself on every new discovery and with every project that comes on stream. You understand? Yep. We don't have the ring fencing provision in the Liza 1, in the Liza 2 project, in the Payara project, in the Yellowtail project, and now maybe they're going for the 5th project. And every other project, the people warning us that if you don't put it in, we're heading into a dark hole. The experts reminding us that installing the ring fencing provision would prevent ExxonMobil from deducting expenses associated with other projects from a field that is producing oil already. This is the current state of affairs for Liza 1. And without the government installing this provision, ExxonMobil will also now be able to deduct cost from Liza 2 and others since they start producing oil in them. With ExxonMobil being allowed to throw cost from other projects into the 2 producing projects, Guyana's share of profits will continue to be reduced. The experts warn that with all these new costs that ExxonMobil is throwing onto Guyana, the nation will continue to be cheated for the lifetime of the projects if that doesn't change. And the billions Guyana is expected to receive from all the oil fields will never, ever be materialized. You hear that? You hear that? These are what the experts are saying. Those are their words. The reason why these experts keep reminding our leaders the importance of ring fencing, it is because of the speed in which we are granting these projects one after the other. These people are seeing the extreme danger that lies ahead for us, Uncle. Yes, lies ahead of us, the citizens of this country. Hence, they are warning us. I spoke so many times on this program on ring fencing, and I am tired. I tried not to talk about it again tonight. But when these international oil experts and analysts, foreigners who are looking out for our pockets and our country's well-being, how can I not use this program to refresh your memory on this important issue that Vice President Jagdeo, Vikram Bharat and your opposition is turning a blind eye to, man? Huh? How can I do that? So let me now, give me 2 minutes, let me break it down. What the experts said there, so you can get an understanding. I have done it many times. What is ring fencing? Auntie, is a barrier, is a fence that separates two business so that nothing should humbug each other. Nothing. Each business got to spend and make profits for itself. One can't depend on the other one. Each one should run independently and deal with its own expenses, its own profits. One should not depending on the other to operate. That is what ring fencing is all about. You cannot depend, one cannot depend on the other. As the owner of both businesses, you must be able to enjoy all the profits from each one of the businesses. That's how business operate, right?
Yep.
Huh? That's what the people actually saying. You got two cake shops. One on the house and one across the road. Each one should run independently, not true, man?
Yep.
Huh? The parents of Jagdeo and Granger got two cake shops. They give Jagdeo for run one downstairs and give Granger for run the other one across the road. Now, can Granger send his bill over to Jagdeo? No. Each one of them got to run their business and deal with their expenses and share their profits independently with daddy and mommy. Each one must stand on their own foot. That's how simple ring fencing is. Preventing Lisa 1, what pumping oil now, from paying Lisa 2 expenses. That is total nonsense. Total nonsense. Each one should and must pay their own expenses and make their own profits, man. That's how business operate. If Granger profit has to come out to pay expenses on Jagdeo cake shop, then Granger can't carry on profit for his parents. It will be short change.
Yeah.
Not true, man? Well, this is what these people say. We cannot allow the oil companies them to spend money all the time and throw in the bills that they're producing oil fields. No way. Them taking out billions from Lisa 1 that is pumping oil. They're going to take out another set of billions from Lisa 2 that is pumping oil for money them spending on Lisa 3 and Lisa 4 now. Come on, Guyana. Come on, man. We money gone. The money you're supposed to get from Lisa 1 and Lisa 2, the people are saying gone, being siphoned off, depleted, reduced to couscous or pennies. This is what the people warning a country to do. Man, that is something every market vendor who got two stall would do. Or a cake shop owner. You want to tell me we leaders know that? Huh? Can any one of them call Glenlal on this phone and tell me that they don't know that? Huh? And why they're not stopping it? Huh? Why they're not stopping it?
That's the question right there.
You got 10 billion already spent on Lisa 1 and 2. A 10 billion on Lisa 3. Another 10 going to spend on Lisa 4. And maybe another 20 going to spend on Lisa 5. And all this money are to come out in Lisa 1 or Pumping Isle now. Come on, man. Come on. What Guyana getting? You understand what I'm saying, Manat? This is why we can't get nothing. This is why this country can't see its way. This is what they did to Angola, Nigeria, Papua New Guinea, Chad, and all the rest of the countries. Huh? Do you know why the oil companies behave like that? It is because they can rob the hell out of you this way. When they're done with you, man, Guyana got $3 billion debt that I say just now. By the time the oil done, Guyana will be left with 300 billion American dollars.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
That is what these financial gurus them,
Exactly.
Ashni Singh, Bharat Jagdeo, Winston Jordan, Carl Greenwich them. Yes. These are the financial gurus you all have in this country, allowing that to happen to you people. It's not that Guyana would not be getting a little money, you know. Don't get confused with this thing. Yes. You can get a little money in your pocket. So please don't get confused or mix up with this thing. You remember that little 300-400 million a year what Jagdev said Guyana can get? Yes. We will still get that, and we will even get double that. But at the end of the day, at the end of the oil, the debt you will be left with, due to the bills they keep throwing backwards onto these projects, man, you might not even get to live with 200 Guyana dollar 31 years from now. If these things are not put to a full stop, if you the people don't start speaking up, if you people don't wake up as to these glaring faults, skullduggery that is going on, and your leaders turning a blind eye, trust me, $200 is too much for your grandchildren and great-grandchildren to live with. Come 2050, 2060. What make it worse, uncle and auntie, is that the bills them throwing onto Lisa 1 and Lisa 2 that is pumping oil. These morons not checking it. So you could imagine what ExxonMobil doing to us. Right? The bills them are thrown back onto these producing fields to pay. We are not even checking them, brother. Huh? And who's allowing this to happen? Bharat Jagdev and the opposition leaders. Granger sit down quietly in a corner. And he not saying anything. But he's still the leader, the list in Parliament. He's not saying a word. I don't know who it is yet, because it seems to be they have some confusion going on with the opposition leader. And President Ali seems to be numb, he confused or he dumb on all this wagalang. I always remember Keith Rowley, Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister. The man said TT were losing billions through the fingers while they were sleeping at the wheels. Uncle, our leaders are not sleeping at the wheels. They are in an unconscious state or in a coma. By the time they wake up, if they do wake up, not only ExxonMobil and the oil and the oil would have disappeared, but the country would have gone with them too. Where or what will happen to you and your children? Would you even have a country to live in? James, I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired. I'm going home early and sleep. I promise half hour so that we can have this interaction with the phone and your messages. Miss Harris, you reading the comments? How many we have there? I'm ready for them.
You want to hear some?
Yes, I'm ready for them.
So,
I'm ready for them. Let me take a sip of this cinnamon tea they give me.
all right.
Thank you, Miss Martley, for the tea.
So, a lot of people have been raising the opposition. They're saying that you are basically the voice, you're representing the opposition. And why is the opposition not mentioning anything about the oil? So, would you care to give us your thoughts on that?
I have been saying that thing over and over. I've talked that thing 20 times today. That's not a question for me to answer. I have said the government and the entire opposition has gone numb, dumb, silent, or they're in an unconscious state where the oil and our resources are concerned. What else can I say about that?
Kaieteur Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Well, I hear a story from Ken Corsby. Cricket game in the jungle. Sunday morning right after church, big crowd assemble. Donkey say me fuss, I batting, you know I love me cricket. Crapper sit down behind the stumps, he say alright, I keep in wicket. Giraffe and kangaroo at fine leg, snake down in the gully. Umpire parrot in the tree, he say alright fellas, are you ready? And the ones, the crowd start to sing very loud if you hear them. Hit the ball, donkey, hit the ball. Cover, drive him and make him ball. Hook the man like Kaieteur and put him straight in the stand. Elephant turn and pick up the ball. He say, I open the bowling. Monkey say, boy, the size of you. If you say you're bowling, you're bowling. Well, elephant walk about half mile, and then he started running. He coming down like a express train. The whole blasted jungle shaking. When he see elephant coming down, oh donkey start to shiver. Red Ants hit him a couple bite. He say, man, bat and pads together. And then the ones in the crowd start to sing very loud if you hear them. Hit the ball, donkey, hit the ball. Cover, drive him and make him ball. Hook the man like Vivian Richard and put him straight out the yard. Elephant coming down like a horse. He jump up high and deliver. The ball come down like a thunderbolt and bust the bat into splinter. Lick red donkey, lick red crapo, lick red snake in the gully. Lick down giraffe and kangaroo and gone whistling down to the boundary. Well, Red Ants lie down flat on the ground. He say, Lord, that elephant crazy. He must be thinking it's Courtney Walsh or the man from Antigua Courtly. And the ones in the crowd start to sing very loud if you hear them. Hit the ball, donkey, hit the ball. Cover, drive him and make him ball. Hook the man like Brian Lara and put him out the pasture. Scatteration out on the field. Every man jack was hiding. Crapo lie down like if he dead. Giraffe and kangaroo limping. But Mr. Parrot, the umpire, he said, all you hold some strain. Elephant, that was a low ball. Donkey to bat again. The donkey turn round and watch Parrot. He say, Parrot, shut your mouth. You're behind safe up inside the tree. No ball, me tail, I out. And he turned to the crowd and he said, very loud, let me tell you, all you're talking about hit the man, but all your backside inside the stand. Send some other jackass to bat. This jackass finish with that. Talk about beat. Well, I met a fella walking the street. He had a mouth organ and a beat up old drum. He pick up a guitar and start to strum. And when the music start to blast, people stopping as they pass. Little children start to hop. The people only begging him not to stop. Hey, they tell him, play the thing, man, play the thing. Make me feel to dance. Play the thing, man, play the thing. Make me feel the prance. Play the thing, man, play the thing. Make me feel the prance. Play the thing, man, play the thing. Make me feel the dance. Oh, ah, oh, ah. Oh, ah, oh, ah. He had piece of paper and he had piece of comb. He making it sound like a saxophone. He start to perspire. He take off the coat. He sing Jazzy Bell, he sing Rock the Boat. And when the fella take a break, people start to stoop and creak. begging him to play one more. The fella bend his head and begin to blow. Hear what they tell him: play the thing, man, play the thing. Make me feel the prance. Play the thing, man, play the thing. Make me feel to dance, 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 dance. Play the thing, man, play the thing. Make me feel the prance. Play the thing, man, play the thing. Make me feel the dance. Oh, well, if I like magic, he light up the town. He had about 50 people hold on. Then he turn and he tell me, boy, I have to go. People only begging him play one more. I never see the man again. I never even know his name. He says so long and he wave his hand. People only running behind him, man. Mister, mister, play the thing, man. Play the thing. Make me feel the dance. Play the thing, man. Play the thing. Make me feel the prance, 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 prance. Play the thing, man. Play the thing. Make me feel.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good day, welcome to your news at noon on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. Let's get to the news in detail. In a recent Reuters article titled "Guyana Races Against the Clock to Bank Its Oil Bonanza," Vice President Barra Jagdeo is quoted as saying that the government of Guyana wants to accelerate oil exploration to develop the economy speedily, even if it means Guyana gains less. Notwithstanding calls from the sections of society to not license any new projects for development just yet, Jagdeo is reported in the media on different occasions pushing the oil companies to go faster. According to the Reuters article, Guyana is putting its foot on the gas to exploit its vast oil reserves, even if that means sacrificing some longer-term gains. Jagdeo had argued that calls to halt the developments at the present in order for the country to realize a larger share of its oil revenue sooner would not benefit the country, as it could introduce added inflationary pressures to the country's domestic economy. If established, what can a national oil company do for Guyana in the most useful manner over time? This is perhaps one of the key questions the oil-producing state must consider, says one of the world's leading authorities on national oil companies, Dr. Valerie Marcel. The expert on national oil companies and petroleum sector governance was keen to note that the drivers for establishing such a company are different today from 10 or even 5 years ago. Dr. Marcel said the threshold to justify that investment of public funds is also higher. She added, marketing of the state's share of crude is one useful role in the medium term. The industry expert preferred as well that another might be to leverage the petroleum operations to increase access to clean energy for Guyana. In the medium term, Dr. Marcel said it can be a passive upstream player. In other news, ExxonMobil is preparing for a new 35-well drilling campaign in the Stabroek Block in a bid to discover more crude off the country's coasts. Recently, government indicated that an independent study conducted by the Food and Agriculture Organization found that oil and gas operations have not caused the noticeable decline in fish catches, but yet another document submitted by Exxon is pointing to impacts on the country's fishery sector. In its most recent project summary for the 35-well exploration project, ESSO said the campaign is likely to impact water quality and disrupt benthic habitats, resulting in a likely migration of such species. It was on Friday last that the EPA uploaded the project summary submitted by Exxon, seeking approval for the offshore activities. In other news, Niklaus Lorenzo Hendricks, a 25-year-old man from Charity Extension Scheme, died during the wee hours of Monday morning during an accident on the Devonshire Castle Public Road. Based on reports, the incident occurred at around 40 hours after midnight on the Essequibo coast. Reports are that Hendricks was the driver of a motor car. A 16-year-old student of Charity Secondary School was also an occupant of the vehicle at the time of the accident. We were told that the duo was returning home from a birthday party, speeding north along the Devonshire Castle Public Road. Police said that while negotiating a turn, the driver lost control and ended up in a nearby trench located on the side of the road. The teenager suffered minor injuries. Just before we head to a short break, let's tell you that radioactive waste materials, if not properly managed, can be a risk to human health and the environment. Exposure to high levels of radioactive substances can lead to severe health problems. Among these are complications of the central nervous system, intestinal lining, cancers, and untimely death. The impacts of radioactive on human life and the environment is now the subject of a local court case filed by residents of Houston on the east bank of Demerara. The residents, who are also described as environmental activists, detailed the fixed date application calling for a court order to quash the U.S.-owned onshore oil and gas company Schlumberger to build their radioactive storage facility at Houston. According to the residents, the authorization was granted in absence of evidence on whimsical and capricious grounds which are against the EPA's own policies and without any legal foundation or authority. The time has now moved on to 12 hours 8. We'll take a short break and return with your news.
Did you sound? Heard you got a couple $1 million for me. Summer's gonna be crazy. It's easy like 1, 2, 3. Can't believe all this money for me. Money for me. I got to get the CASH. That's the code for the vault, so let's play. Top up with 1,000 and the next day you could be a millionaire. Did you sound?
More than 15 million to grab this summer. Top up with $1,000 or more to collect the letters to spell CASH.
For a chance to catch millions in the Digicells Cash Vault.
Top up today.
Did you sound?
This is GHK Lal, inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues, immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Welcome back. Let us continue with your news. The International Building Expo 2022 not only seeks to address Guyana's exploding construction sector, but also forms part of the government's strategy to address a backlog of some 50,000 applications for house lots. Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell has explained. He made the statement during a walkthrough of the National Stadium facility yesterday, where preparatory works are in full swing for the launch of the July 22nd to 24th event this weekend. With 11,700 allocations already on the way, at least 5,000 more persons will receive house lots from the ministry over the 3-day period. Crowell said that the demand for housing is greater than supply, so the expo by itself is being used to highlight new technology, equipment, and material that are cheaper and durable, while addressing substantial increases in the need for housing facilities. In other news, the 23-year-old construction worker who fatally stabbed Chris Gaichan Narayan last Wednesday was yesterday remanded to prison after he appeared in court The defendant, Keon Carr of Lot 190, Parfait Harmony, West Bank, Demerara, was not required to plead to the charge, which alleges that on July 13th, he murdered 19-year-old Chris Gaichan Narain, called Boyo. He was remanded to prison until August 4th. It was reported that on July 13th, sometime around 16 hours 30, Narain and his uncle, 23-year-old Gansham Singh, were going home on one bicycle when the suspect was coming from the opposite direction on an electric bike. According to a police report, Singh said the suspect approached them and launched his attack on his nephew. He reported that he dropped his bicycle and ran away. While he was doing so, he looked back and saw the suspect stabbing his nephew with a pair of scissors and fled the scene. In other news, Kellon Gilbert, a member of the Ghana Police Force, has filed a lawsuit against Harry Gill, advisor to the Minister of Home Affairs, for videotaping him while he was sleeping on duty. In court documents, Gilbert is demanding a public apology from the former parliamentarian and is claiming in excess of $5 million in damages for emotional distress, videotaping him without permission and disseminating same without his consent. Gill on April 20th had caught the lawman, who was protecting his home, sleeping on duty and decided to videotape him. Gill then disseminated the video and it went viral on social media. The policeman, and in his defense, had stated via his lawyer, UC Anderson, that he had been working for 20 hours before falling asleep. And now let's tell you, while Guyana may have several operations on stream for the production of milk and varying meat products, these commodities are still being imported in significant quantities. In fact, Guyana imports $35 million worth of milk products, while for chicken products and mutton, this total $3 million and $10.5 million respectively. The foregoing was captured in the 2022 Agriculture Investment Prospectus. According to the report, it was noted that the main production areas for milk are in the coastal plain, specifically in regions 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It states that there are 519 dairies in operation. We understand that locally produced fresh milk is often marketed directly by the farmers in nearby consumers as raw milk. It was noted that customers routinely boil the milk and consume it daily. And to wrap things up, the Ministry of Health on Monday reported that a 59-year-old woman from Region 4 who tested positive for COVID-19 has died. As a result, the country's COVID-19 death toll has moved to 1,267. The ministry reported that from 299 COVID-19 tests conducted, health authorities within the last 24-hour period recorded 59 new cases across the country. With the time now moving on to 12 hours 14, we wrap things up with the page 7 of today's Kaieteur News. Sugar shortage or management shortage. Guyanese have been finding it hard to get sugar, a commodity we have been producing for decades, owing to significantly low production levels by a corporation that is being propped up for years by the government subsidies. The chief executive officer of that rundown entity, Guy Sukul, last week came out in defense of the embarrassment to say that there was no shortage of the sweetener, but rather a shortage of the packaged sugar. He also said that sugar was being smuggled out of the country. Now, if smuggling is allegedly taking place, as he claimed, then it stands to reason that this would contribute to shortages, as stocks meant for local consumption are being moved overseas. The CEO, after almost 2 years in the job, is still trying to find his feet. No one seems to have any confidence in him turning the fortunes of the industry around, and it is believed that it is just a matter of time before he is shown the door. We, like the Guyana Agricultural and General Workers Union, believe heads must roll from the top if that entity is to survive or wean itself off the breast milk of the state. We are in a situation where it is not only just a shortage of sugar, but also a shortage of effective management at that ailing entity. And that brings us to the end of today's News at Noon. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's Newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8222.